Hello, friends. Welcome to humanology. Uh, 2382. I this purple. It just does not work on this face today. Okay, because that's maybe during the weekends. Okay, like after I take a bath when I look younger. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do stretching. Happy Monday evening. Yeah, let's do stretching. There was this Venice Got Talent, Matthew Valley talent show. So I did apply, but they notified me it was canceled due to the lack of application. Yeah, maybe next time. Okay, I still appreciate it, and I'm glad that I actually tried. Yeah, like earthquake dance. Okay, so kind of fun. Yeah, yeah, maybe some another time. Okay, so maybe Alaska Got Talent, maybe to get more wider applicants. Sure, sure. One day. Okay, yeah, next time. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. But it's good to say hello to my fellow Alaskan performers. Yeah. Show hosts. Nice. They probably know who I am, okay? So, yeah. Uh-huh. But I live in Matsubende, I'm quite well known for like karaoke, dancing, singing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But one of the hero. Mm, there's a chicken thigh. By mistake, I bought from Walmart the skinned and boned, so boneless chicken, skinless chicken thigh. because I prefer regular. I like a bone and skin. Okay, so but oh, yes, it was still good. Okay, yeah, yeah. Next time. This was next time. Right now, martial arts. Let's do a side swing. Backward. How about forward swing? Forward side swing. Okay, sure. Hua! It's kind of look awkward, but hua! 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 I can't look awkward, but okay, 5 minutes break, please. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Now, let's go to entire life because we studied this religionology in humanology. How about scientific religionology in humanology? Okay, so yeah, we want to continue with our big audience because it's important. Okay, so yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, uh, beautiful outside. Yeah, the deep blue, navy blue, almost. I don't know the names of the different hues of blue, but maybe was want to learn one day. Okay. Not as dark as cobalt blue, but I'm sure there's a name for it. Okay. Asia, maybe. I don't know. Theodoridou? Sure. Okay. Okay. Welcome, friends. Welcome to humanology 2382 Instagram live edition. Yeah, happy Monday. Let me wash my hands. Happy Monday. All right, so let's continue to talk about science and religion. Let's give it a name. Scientific religionology, the scientific study of religions in humanology. Okay? Yeah, it's brand new. Let's give it a name. Okay? Uh, okay. So we talked about the second law of thermodynamics, the low entropy. Okay, and yeah, I'm very grateful to the fellow Sunday school teachers back in Madison, Wisconsin. They are postdoctoral researchers. There's full-blown PhDs, more knowledge about physics and chemistry than I did, and they kindly educated me. Thank you. But I'm not satisfied with their answer, though. Okay, but it's good that they taught me that. Okay? Entropy, the low entropy is, physics, chemistry is like a totality of entropy increases. What is entropy? A degree of chaos. Okay, yeah, disorderliness. So, for example, if I clean my house, things get orderly. Yeah, I put laundry to the laundry room and I put dish into the cabinet. I put food in the refrigerator. orderly fashion. Right? Yeah. Books in the bookcase, not on the floor. Okay? Yeah. And it takes energy to do that. But inside my house, high degree of orderliness. So entropy decreases inside my house. But to do that housework, house chore, I need to eat food. Okay? Consumption of food. And I just go to bathroom. And all this waste, human waste, I go to bathroom. Okay? They get uh I live in rural region, so about once a year, the waste management professionals, the septic, okay, yeah, they pump out the waste about once a year, okay, yeah, and so they get outside of this premises, human waste, okay, and yeah, that's kind of this human waste or trash. Yeah, once a week, the waste management professionals take my trash once a week. Okay. Yeah. So trash can is chaotic. Why? Because they're like I don't recycle. I'm sorry. Okay, but I don't have to recycle. Okay, so it's just everything is in there. Leftover food and beer bottle and toilet paper everywhere. That mixed waste can. Okay, the trash can. Yeah, high degree of disorderliness, chaos, high entropy. But they get outside of this house. Okay, so I'm separating the orderliness, that's anti-entropy, orderliness, cosmos. I keep that inside of my house, and I take the disorderliness outside of this house. In economics, they talk about like internalizing good stuff and externalizing bad stuff. Okay, I forgot what it's called, but it's economics theory. Okay, in humanology, copiomology, yeah, positive copion coming in, negative copion going out. Okay, positive copion going up, like we are up there, so negative copion going down. Okay, yeah, in copiomology, humanology, it's metaphysics. Okay, but if we sum up the orderliness, maybe in this house plus three orderliness, and then outside of this house, then the disorderliness that I caused, maybe -5. Uh, okay, okay, so well, we're talking about entropy. Entropy is the disorderliness, chaos of it. Okay, so let's say entropy is positive number. Okay, so entropy outside of this house, all the waste baskets, all the human waste, let's say +5 of chaos of it. Entropy, okay? Outside the house. Inside the house, orderliness. Inside the house, -3. So +5 plus -3 equals to +2. So that's how entropy of the universe increases. Okay? Good? Yeah. You got it, okay? So now 5 minutes break for correct, okay? And I continue to cook my chicken and with garlic and the green onions, okay? Yeah, in the microwave. Yeah, welcome. Good evening. 5 minutes break. Thank you for correct. Thank you, thank you. Mighty Profit Leaders. Yeah, martial arts, education, product development. Thank you. Yeah, this is my dinner being cooked in the microwave. Green onions, garlics, and chicken thigh. Okay, nice. Okay. Yeah, let's have some fun with science. So let's talk most about second law of thermodynamics, entropy, okay? The degree of chaosness, disorderliness is increasing. Uh, for example, in chemistry, Gibbs free energy, okay? It's very, very good concept, okay? So it's that kind of chemical potential energy. That's what gives free energy is, okay? It's very, very good concept, okay? So yeah, yeah. It's a powerful concept, okay? So oxygen, it's like oxygenation is like going down, okay? What do I mean by that? Uh, let's say we have carbohydrate, or hydrocarbon, that's fossil fuel. Fossil fuel is based on animals and plants, organic material. Okay, so when they're alive, we call it carbohydrate, like rice from plants or wheat bread from plants. Carbohydrates as carbons, hydrogens, mostly. Sometimes oxygen. Okay, so but mostly carbons and hydrogens, carbohydrates. Okay, and in plants, wood, grass, leaves, and we can burn it. Okay? We need oxygen. So oxygen binding with carbon, that's burning. In biological organism, it's called respiration. It's same thing. So hydrogen and carbon, hydrocarbon or carbohydrate, high energy molecules, like in their covalent bonding, is that chemical bonding energy. But when oxygen comes and then break down this carbohydrate chain, low energy molecules, which is water, H2O, and carbon dioxide, CO2. They're low energy molecules. Then where this chemical potential energy go? Heat. In biological organism, body heat. When we just burn dead wood with match and lighter, oxygen, heat energy, fire. Okay. And that process cannot be reversed. It's one direction only, one way street. That that's the gist of second law of thermodynamics. One direction only. Okay. Then what's the reverse direction? Yeah, there's photosynthesis. So may plants gather low energy molecules like carbon dioxide and water. That's what plants need to photosynthesize to make okay from this low energy materials like water, carbon dioxide. Okay, plants make high energy materials like carbohydrate, like hydrocarbons. Okay, That's photosynthesis, like sugar. Huh? Yeah. Then from low energy molecules to high energy, bigger molecules, then plants need energy, right? Yeah, that's sunlight energy, electromagnetic energy. Yeah. In the chloroplast, the green stuff. Okay. Why green? Because it's in the middle of the visual light spectrum. Okay. Yeah. The rainbow. The green is in the middle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then plants. Did plants just violate the second law of thermodynamics because it reversed the direction from low energy to high energy? Oh, that's violation of thermodynamics. Second law, right? Locally, but not globally. Okay, sure. Because to photosynthesize low energy molecules like smaller low energy molecules like water, carbon dioxide, to make bigger molecule, hydrocarbon, carbohydrates, higher energy level molecule, big molecules. Okay, uh, plants get that energy from sunlight. Now, sunlight is nuclear. Okay, it's like a hydrogen bomb. Okay, it's kind of like that. Okay, so nuclear fusion. Okay, yeah. So that's sunlight. Okay, but the way sun work, star is one direction only. Eventually run out. That's how all stars are. Eventually they run out. Okay. Yeah. How long? I don't know. Maybe hundreds of billions of more years. I don't know. Maybe some trillion years. Let me look it up. Okay. Yeah. When will sun run out? They say they spent over 5 billion years. Okay. They have 10 billion life cycle. It's been halfway through. Okay. Good to know. So our sun is halfway there, 5 billion. So far. So 10 billion is their life cycle. So 5 billion more years. Okay. Okay. So we don't have to worry about it. Okay. Who knows? After sun runs out, maybe content in the sky will create another sun for us. Okay. Sure. Yeah. It can happen. I don't know. He didn't tell me. Okay. Also, I didn't ask. I just asked Google. Yeah. So welcome to humanology. Okay. Yeah. Look, I love God. Okay, but I regard God as my friend, so I sometimes joke about him. Okay, that's all. Okay. Yeah. Now, 5 minutes break for rest. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Uh, hair do? Uh, it's not quite cooperating with me today. Whatever, we just wing it, okay? So I know, yeah, whatever. Gosh, what a mess. You know, maybe I just not look at it, but I cannot not look at it. Okay, so this cell phone. Uh, whatever. Move on. Let's move on. Okay, so okay, yeah. So sunlight, okay, is burning and it's not reversing unless God created another sun. Okay, so unless humanity move out to another galaxy where there's brand new sun. Okay, whatever. Okay, so but the sun, unless God created new one, okay, it just burns, just like wood, fire. It does not quite reverse it. Okay, not by itself. Now let's talk about evolution of biological organisms on planet Earth. Okay. Yeah, the entropy decrease. Okay, evolution organisms from monocellular organism, bacteria is a highly ordered system. It's anti-entropy. It's cosmos. Okay. Now multicellular organisms, they're even more complex, even more sophisticated, even higher degree of complexity. It's like this. Let's say you have a toy with a motor, battery, a car, car toy with a battery and motor. Simple toy. That's like monocellular organism, okay? So the bacteria. Now multicellular organism. We're looking at real car or airplane. There are multiple parts, like human being. We have multiple organs. We have heart, kidney, pancreas, lungs, brain, eye, tongue, fingers. We have many organs, okay? And car, a real car that we drive on the road or airplane, they have multiple parts. They have engine, exhaust system, and tire, windshield, heating system, air conditioner. Is more sophisticated than a toy car. So the real car, the adults drive, it's a higher degree of anti-entropy, orderliness. Because so many things can go wrong. Everything has to be perfect. It's not like a toy car that children play with just one motor and one battery. Okay? It's higher degree of complexity, okay? Now, that's physical universe, metaphysical universe. A children's mindset is very simple. They're more like animal, okay? So children, they want to eat food, they want to play, and they want to go to bed, right? Yeah, simple life. Children, okay? Which is not a bad thing. I was a child once, okay? But adult life, more sophistication. We may go to school, we may go to work, and let's say adults who go to work, there are many rules. I have to brush my teeth, use mouthwash, I have to do my hair, wear clothings, not like this at home, but more presentable, more formal ones, like suit and tie, whatever, okay? dress shoes as opposed to sneakers. And once I go to work, uh, yeah, there are rules to follow. I have to work. At work, yeah, file system. I have to follow the file system rules there. When I meet my colleagues, there are rules of courtesy. It has to be professional, right? When we deal with our customers, clients, patrons, oh yeah, even stricter rules there. I have to be professional. I have to choose my words. But between friends, less rules. But in a job, more rules. I have to choose my words. And between friends, I can laugh like this, like between friends, okay? But not at work. At work, I have to control the degree of my laughter, like not like between friends, like okay. But children, they do not work. Yeah, they go to school, but right, they need to behave at school. Yes, children, okay, but before they go to school, maybe before they even go to kindergarten, okay, they just all play, okay, so they don't have to be professional. Young children, they don't have to be professional because they're not working. They're just playing, okay? So it's simpler universe, metaphysically speaking, okay? Compared to adults, metaphysical universe. So there are more rules to follow. Okay? So higher degree of orderliness, cosmos study, anti-entropy, okay? As we evolve from a child to adult, or from monocellular organism like bacteria to multicellular organism like plants and animals, okay? More degree of orderliness is very anti-entropy, less degree of chaos. That's what evolution is. Okay. Welcome to human rights school. Okay. Yeah. We now we're talking about science, philosophy, evolutionism, and but we also talk about religion too soon. Okay. But in human rights school, we combine science and religion, which is a taboo in mainstream science. Even Christian scientists, they do not bring in their religious belief system to their work if they are scientists. Okay, they're separated because in science, traditionally, religion is a big taboo. Like because they consider religion as a cheating, like miracle, just taking the easy way out. Why does it rain? Oh, because God cares about us so that we can have food. That's why it rains. Okay, just easy way out. Just explaining things very easily. That's why traditionally in Western science, yeah, religion is a taboo. It's a no-go. Okay, so they don't talk about religion when they do work as a scientist, even though in their personal life they may be religious, but they separate it. Okay, so that's the unwritten professional rule code of ethics in scientific community. They do not mix science and religion. Okay, but in humanology we do. Why? Because we are exceptional scientists. So we are trying something new here. Okay, welcome to human school. Yeah, 5 minutes break. Yeah, for chorus. Thank you. All right. A little bit avant-garde ahead of time, okay? Oh yeah, experimental. Okay, welcome back. Hair, I just leave it alone, okay? So I apologize for bad hair day. Now, back to science, okay? Evolution of biological organisms on planet Earth. There are some theories, biologists, okay, like some lightning strike, primordial soup, okay, and synthesis of some nitrogen-based molecules like ammonia or nitrogen oxide or whatever, okay? The nitrogen molecule N2 is triple covalent bonding. It's very difficult to break, okay? But yeah, lightning strike maybe can break N2 into two individual ends, split in half somehow. And this nitrogen combined with some hydrogen hanging around and molecule like water, hydrogen, oxygen, okay, maybe kind of get in there and become NH3, ammonia or NO2. Like, okay, nitrogen has three arms, right? So, and what oxygen has what, two arms? I don't know. It's been a long time, okay? Whatever, okay. So yeah, and they did some experiment with electricity, okay, and they were able to create some molecules with nitrogen, okay. So and I think they got a Nobel Prize for it, okay. Yeah, it could have happened, okay, a long time ago, and then what more lightning strike because they really tried very hard to explain the origination of biological organism. They try so hard without assuming creator God. Because I appreciate their professionalism as a scientist. Okay, so they want to explain, they want to try something new. As opposed to in religious community, they assume existence of creator God, omnipotent, all powerful creator. Okay, and but scientists they want to deviate from that tradition and they want to do their own thing. They want to explain the origination of biological organism from without assumption of God. Yeah, I appreciate that effort. They try something new, like we are doing here. Okay? We are going to bring back religion back to science. Okay, that's the game plan here. Okay, and I'm serious. I'm not joking. Okay, yeah. Although it does sound like a joke. Okay, I know what it sounds like. Also, I happen to be a comedian too. Okay, I'm more than a scientist. Okay, I'm also an actor writer. Welcome to humanology school. Okay, yeah, we're multi-talented individuals. So. In my case, alcohol helps. Okay. I don't just Kentucky bourbon. Uh, it's less bottle, so it's heavy, but yeah, it's good. Yeah. So, in the beginning of planet Earth history, there were no organisms here, okay? It was very hot. Do you know why planet Earth is round? Because it's kind of liquid or like molten rocks, like magma, or air molecules, okay? So it was fluid, either air or water, like liquid or air. That's why it formed this round spherical shape in order to minimize surface area, mathematically speaking. Okay, yeah, it uses gravitation, pulling force. Okay, yeah. That's why stars, satellites like moon or planets, spherical mostly. Okay, yeah, almost spherical. Okay, yeah. That's why. So yeah, it's either in the beginning of the planet Earth's history, it's either very hot or very cold. So there was no biological organism there. Eh? But later on, yeah, it was some water in the planet Earth, it evaporated and it formed this also some whatever nitrogen, oxygen, whatever air molecule forming this atmosphere and later on water molecules. Maybe it was too cold and maybe some greenhouse gas and then it start to warm up and maybe it was very hot, it start to cool down because out there in the outer space it's very cold. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, so greenhouse gas to keep it warm. Also maybe it was hot like inside of planet Earth, magma, which is very hard, okay? Because maybe it was like that on the surface of the Earth. Maybe it was very hard. Okay. Why is inner core of the planet Earth so hard, like magma? Maybe planet Earth is a child of planet, the star sun. Maybe the sun spat out some of its particles and maybe okay. Yeah, I mean you can Google it. Okay, yeah, I don't know too much about it. Right. Yeah. So planet Earth cool down. Maybe some water vapor, or carbon dioxide, whatever, greenhouse gas, atmosphere, so it does not get too cold. It's like a blanket, okay? Greenhouse gas, a blanket, okay? Yes, so it does not get too cold. And it's also planet Earth gets sunlight too on the surface, but inner core of planet Earth magma very hot, okay? Yeah. Molten rocks like in Hawaiian Island, volcanoes, earthquakes. It's from that, okay? Inner core. Okay? Yeah. There are multiple layers, like inside of planet Earth, it's just some kind of solid rock there, okay? It's, the molten magma is halfway between the rock solids, okay? Geology, okay? 5 minutes break, vocal rest, okay? Yeah, thank you. All right. We're talking about science, okay? For now. Later, religion too, okay? Yeah, right. We invite in religion back to science, okay? Okay. Uh, okay, let's continue. So, uh, the let me get another attempt at this. Okay. Yeah. Whatever, right? We gotta keep on moving. Okay. So, okay. Let me turn off the hero. I don't need that. 1 minute. Okay. So, the where are we now? Okay, in the beginning of planet Earth. Okay, so no biological molecules, and then what I'm trying to get at is this. Okay, Darwinism, evolutionism. Okay, I don't think it's enough to explain evolution of biological organisms. I don't think so. I don't think it's enough at all. Okay, it's a theory. Okay, evolutionism. Am I trying to bridge the gap between evolutionism and creationism? No. Then what am I doing? I'm looking for the truth. What actually happened? Because I'm not satisfied by evolutionism alone. I'm not satisfied by creationism alone either. I appreciate both, okay? Uh, I want the truth. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? I'm not trying to bridge the gap between science and religion. No, that's not my goal. I want to find the truth, period. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah. We'll talk about science and religion, okay? Yeah. Welcome, welcome. Kind and John's Alaskan friends. Yeah, great to see you. Okay? Yeah, nice, nice. Always great to see you. Yeah. Mighty professional leaders, yeah, martial arts, education, quality development. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So in this house, I clean my house. Yeah, the orderliness increase in this house as I clean my house, vacuuming the parquet, ca- vacuuming the carpet, and putting my socks in the laundry basket, putting the trash to the trash can after shopping in the grocery store, putting the food in the refrigerator. Everything in order, okay? Yeah. Mm. But outside of this house, yeah, the trash goes out in the bathroom. Yeah, my human waste go out. So outside of this house, yeah, the entropy increases. Okay, so entropy of the universe increases. Okay, so because maybe I make planners dirtier, then I make it cleaner. Okay, I apologize, but look, it's second law of thermodynamics. Okay, uh, but I'm still sorry. Okay, so scientific joke. Okay, okay, so but the separation of orderliness inside of this house and disorderliness outside of this house is we are separating. I'm separating orderliness and disorderliness. I'm able to do that because I'm a human being. Okay, and I'm not the only one who can do that. Plants can do it. Bacteria can do it. Animals can do it. Okay, yeah. Bacteria, plants, animals, they eat food. They bring in food inside into their system. And their waste, they get it out of their system. Plants, yeah, they breathe in, breathe out. Okay, yeah. Animals, if they eat food, and the animal waste that goes out, like urine, feces. Okay, yeah. So biological organism, they can increase orderliness inside of their system. Living organisms, like bacteria, plants, animals, that's what they do. Is anti-entropy, force, vitality. Okay, but in inanimate objects like rocks, water, cloud, the entities, there's not living organisms. They obey the laws of physics and chemistry. Okay, uh, they're not controlled by anything else. In biological organisms, we have this vitality. Is philosophy theory like vitalism? Okay, yeah, there's some branch of that in philosophy. Okay, so but we are not talking about that. We are talking about science. Okay, so biological organisms can defy the entropy. Okay, so okay, biological organisms increases the degree of orderliness inside of its system by taking the good stuff like food, oxygen, whatever, water, and then getting rid of waste outside of their system. That's what biological organisms do. Homeostasis in biological organisms, it means same state, the same temperature, body temperature, same moist level, water level, same pH level, like acidity, alkalinity, like basicness, okay, and same salinity, the amount of salt inside the system. We have to maintain it in constant level. It depends on the biological species. Yeah, different biological species have different body temperature. They have different biochemistry. Okay, but within one single species of biological organism, they maintain that level of homeostasis in terms of salinity, pH level, acidity. Okay, salinity is salt, water, humidity, and temperature. Okay, and some others like nutrition level, whatever. Okay, they maintain that this highly ordered system that defies entropy, chaos, disorderliness. Okay, so biological organisms defy that. Okay, although outside of these biological organisms, yeah, a lot of waste out there. So yeah, the entropy of the universe still increases. Okay, yeah, so it's not disobeying the second law of thermodynamics. Okay, okay? But locally, it does. Okay, globally, no. But locally, yeah, it defies locally second law of thermodynamics. Okay, anti-entropy ism. Okay, in biological organisms. Okay, now finally, I recognize. Okay, time check. It's been more than 1 hour already, huh? Yeah, time flies, huh? Yeah. When we enjoy something like this, yeah, yeah, let's ventilate, okay? Oxygen, good stuff. Come back. Okay, so now back to Earth history, okay? In the beginning, predators, no biological organisms, okay, but later on, biological organism appeared, okay, but uh, yeah, so biologists want to explain the beginning of biological organisms with some purely mechanical fashion, like lightning bolt, natural molecule, and yeah, I appreciate their effort, but I think they're trying too hard. Okay. Now the fast forward, Mr. Charles Darwin, okay, with 1800s AD, I think, in United Kingdom. Mr. Charles Darwin, Darwinism, evolutionism, okay. Uh, he got this. I looked up into the internet earlier today. Okay, he got this letter from his friend biologist. Okay, his friend biologist came to learn about this orchid plant, flowering plant, with long mustache looking organ of this orchid, wild orchid plant, where they store nectar there and some flower somewhere, okay, and then there's an 1800s AD somewhere, okay, so and Mr. Charles Darwin he said, okay, to pollinate this wild orchid flower, there must be some moth with very long proboscis, just like snout, like butterfly, okay, the straw, retractable, it kind of circular, then you can retract it, okay, just like butterflies, okay. Yeah, some moths do that, okay? And so that was his prediction based on his theory of evolution, okay? It was, and that wild orchid was in Madagascar Island in East Africa. Okay, yeah. So Mr. Charles Darwin predicted that there should be a moth insect. They have very long, foot long proboscis, this retractable mouth straw, okay, to get that nectar from that orchid. And Mr. Charles Darwin passed away, and 20 years later, they did find that moth that Mr. Charles Darwin predicted. 20 years after Mr. Charles Darwin passed away in Madagascar Island. Okay. About 100 years later, back in like 1991, they actually filmed and took photograph and video of this moth. They call it hawk moth or hummingbird moth. Actually, yeah, ex- extending its proboscis, kind of like straw mouth, and drinking the nectar from that wild orchid. Like 130 years later, after Mr. Charles Darwin predicted the existence of moth species. Welcome, good evening. Yeah, we're talking about science and religion. Okay, yeah, good evening. My proud future leaders, yeah, martial arts, education, culture development. Thank you. Welcome, good evening. Long time no see. Cheers. Yeah, 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 yeah. Welcome. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're good friends. Okay, yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please say hello to your friends. Yeah, yeah. For me, yeah, sure. We're good friends. Okay, yeah, so cool. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, do good in school. Okay, yeah. Continue education, continue development. Okay. Yeah. Even outside of school, continue to study, okay? Yeah. I do. Okay. Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah. So Mr. Charles Darwin, okay, yeah, yeah, his prediction was right. Okay, yeah, this like wild orchid plant we need pollination, okay, and with long kind of like mustache looking, beard looking the kind of sac at the bottom nectar, okay, so Mr. Charles Darwin, as a biologist, okay, and he predicted that there should be a moth with very long, the proboscis, kind of like a butterfly, okay. So with that, the proboscis, kind of straw-looking, the mouth, basically, okay. Yeah, and they found it, okay. Yeah, 20 years after Mr. Charles Darwin passed away, and 100 years later, they filmed it in Madagascar Island. This moth hawk moth eating their nectar with that long proboscis. Okay, and hawk moth, I've seen some. Okay, I went to Wikipedia. Okay, they're everywhere in the world. Okay, different species, subspecies. Okay, hawk moth. Yeah, I saw one in South Korea. Yeah, they're kind of like hummingbird, of course smaller. Okay, very fast wing. Okay, and then the proboscis like straw looking mouth like butterfly, okay, retractable, circular fashion, okay. So yeah, I've seen it in South Korea when I was a child. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Hmm? But in Madagascar island, It is that bigger, okay? They're like this big, okay? And they're straw mouth, foot long, okay? I see in the photo in the internet, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now we'll take finance rare, Bucharest, okay? Yeah. And we examine evolutionism theory by Mr. Charles Darwin. Is it rational? Does it explain everything? We think about that, okay? We talk about it, okay? 5 minutes break. We go to humor issue, okay? Humor school. Yeah. We'll science meets entertainment and vice versa, okay? 5 minutes, thank you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Very cool. Okay, so some story time, okay, it's related to evolution. Ism, okay, so when I was in South Korea, maybe I was in middle school, high school, something like that, okay. My father and I were watching some television a documentary about nature, animals and plants, okay. And my father's comment was that this evolution seems to be very intelligent. Yeah, it does. Insect, a moth, and a plant, okay, the nectar is like honey, sugar, and some moth like butterflies, okay, yeah, they need to eat, have some energy source from flowers, okay, so it seems as if this insect, moth, and this plant, orchid, they're so smart so that they can control their own evolution, the DNA mutation, as if they can control that. Or look at in Africa, okay, the giraffe. There are many theories about it. Okay, giraffe. Why do they have long neck? Giraffe. To reach leaves of high tree. There's some theory, many theories about it. Okay, because there are other animals, herbivores, vegetarian animals. They eat plants, tree leaves. Okay, and giraffe is as if giraffe is so smart in Africa. They can control their mutation, their evolution in DNA level, so that they evolve to have long neck, so that they can reach the top of the tree where no other animal species can reach to eat the leaf, tree leaves. Okay, so I give some credits to creationism scholars. I don't know how many of Christians who advocate for creationism have PhD. I do not have PhD either. Okay, maybe some of them do have PhD. I do not know. Okay, but yeah, in creationism, in Christianity, okay, they assume the intelligent creator. To me, it makes sense. This moth with long snout and this wild orchid plant with long beard looking, just like basically a bag for nectar, honey. Uh, Darwinists, evolutionists may want to explain as a random mutation over a long period of time. So this moth proboscis get longer and longer, and this coevolution, okay, this plant wild orchid, its nectar sac get longer and longer by what some random chance, random mutation in DNA level. I think that's a stretch. Yeah, pun not quite intended, but I'm glad that there's this pun extension. Okay, yeah, evolutionism it sounds too stretched, too forced. I think they are pushing it too far. Like it sounds more like a religion than science to me. Like blind belief system of non-existence of God, like atheism. But I appreciate atheism. It brings very good balance between secularity and religiosity in society. Okay, I appreciate atheism. Okay, yeah, I do. But I'm talking about scientists. Okay, I think they're pushing it too far. Okay, the non-existence of God. Okay, I think they are becoming more religious than scientific. The scientists who want to reject the existence of creator. Okay? Yeah, it sounds too much of a stretch to me. Now 5 minutes break for correct, okay? Time check. Yeah, yeah, we got like what, 30 minutes left. Good enough, okay? 5 minutes break for correct, okay? Yeah. I'm 47 years old, okay? Yeah. Okay, so I have suggestion to scientific community, okay? I have suggestion to scientific community. Look, I'm drunk, okay? A little bit, okay? But let me get some more wine. But I've been drinking whiskey, okay? So, we're going to funeral school, okay? Cheers. So my suggestion to scientific community, okay, you're 2026, okay? Time has passed, okay? I think it's okay to embrace religion as scientist, okay? Yeah, I think it's okay. Hmm? Because look, on planet Earth, no biological organisms, right? Like in my house, yeah, I clean the room to increase the degree of orderliness. But outside my house, yeah, entropy increasing. So thermodynamics of second law, thermodynamics is still obeyed, okay? I'm not defining it, okay? So, but at least in this house, I'm a human being. I'm a biological organism. I'm an animal. Also human being, metaphysical. So I want my house to be orderly fashion, okay? So I clean my house sometimes, okay? Not very often though, okay? I'm a slob, okay, yeah. Just giving you an example, hypothetically, okay? So I have to be honest, okay? Yeah. But early days of planet Earth, maybe billions of years ago, okay, entropy is decreasing, anti-entropy, orderliness is increasing, biological organism, evolution, okay. Who's doing it? Who's cleaning the house of planet Earth? To separate orderliness inside of planet Earth, evolution of biological organisms, okay? Bacteria, then multicellular organisms and plants, animals, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, okay? Then human beings, okay? Who's cleaning up this house of planet Earth to separate orderliness inside of planet Earth? Yeah, some waste outside of planet Earth, waste, okay? Heat energy dissipate, okay? But somebody has to clean up this house of planet Earth. Who is it? I'm asking scientists. Who is increasing the degree of anti-entropy, the orderliness, evolution of biological biological organisms? Okay, who's doing it? Who's cleaning up this house on planet Earth to make biological organisms to evolve more complexity, highly more orderly system, higher degree of orderliness, anti-entropy? Who's cleaning this house on planet Earth to separate orderliness inside of house, planet Earth, outside of planet Earth, yeah, okay, disorderliness outside of planet Earth. We do not really care too much about outside of planet Earth, right? Because we live here, okay, so maybe I'm being some selfish, but I really appreciate West Melbourne professionals, okay? They're great professionals, okay? Absolutely, okay? But we're talking about planet Earth, okay? So who's doing it? Yeah, obvious answer. Yeah, God, goddess, religion, divinity. So there we go, okay? Because not assuming existence of some divinity, creator, higher being, God, goddess, okay, it become too stretched, far-fetched. So science become more like a religion. Yeah, atheism or scientism. What is scientism? It's Wikipedia article, okay. Yeah, some people, some scientists, maybe most of them, okay, they think that science can explain everything in the world. I disagree. Scientism, okay. Maybe most scientists subscribe to that belief system. Science can explain everything in the universe. I disagree. No. Science, science is a tool, but I don't think it can find every single solution to the problems in the world. I do not think that science can answer every single question in the universe. I do not think so. Mm-mm. Some questions, I think religions can answer better than science. I think that there are some questions, problems where religions can answer and solve better than science. Yeah. Some other questions, problems, secularity, including atheism, can solve better than both science and religion. There's a world out there. outside of science and religion, okay? Maybe politics, music, fine arts. Yeah, they can answer some questions, solve some problems better than science or religion can, ever can. Okay, so when it comes to humanity, okay, so we appreciate the diversity, good kind of diversity of the world, okay, so yeah, we're quite inclusive, okay. Only good kind of diversity, though, yes. Yeah. Okay, I think this is what I've said for tonight. I need some vocalized, okay. Seriously, time check. Yeah, we got 10 minutes, but look, it's Monday, okay? So we'll wrap up for tonight, okay? Because I gotta get back to work tomorrow. Okay. I need to do some food, brush my teeth, okay? So well, I already brush my teeth, so I do use mouthwash, Listerine, okay? So, or generic brand, they're cool, okay? So I see you later, okay? So yeah, thank you. Because you want to school, okay? Yeah, yeah, thank you. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, because you want to school, okay? Yeah, see you later. Thank you. Good night. Yeah. Mm. Yep. Mhm.